Welcome back to eBEFOREi Video Reviews. Today we're taking a look at Transformers Titans Return Trigger Happy Deluxe Scale Trigger Happy with Blowpipe right there on the head. That's Blowpipe, and we'll talk more about that. This is actually a mold that's been used a couple of times in this line. I happen to have another figure here that shares the same mold. There's Misfire, but you can see while they have similarities, they really get creative. The designers at Hasbro have done a fantastic job making two figures that share the same mold be completely different, and the transformation's even different, which I really dig. Let's get the camera turned around, take a closer look at Transformers, Trigger Happy, and Blowpipe. So we'll go ahead and start him in robot mode, but there is Trigger Happy, and he really does look phenomenal. I mean, all the way around, he's just put together so well. And the thing I like about the Titans Return, well, it's a love-hate really, is that some of the figures are rock solid, nice and tight joints, and others are floppy messes. Hot Rod, I'm looking at you. But anyway, this guy right here really is super tight and put together very well, which I'm very pleased with. Let's take a closer look at some of the details on Trigger Happy. We'll get right in on the face here. I mean, look at that face sculpt. I mean, the eyes just peer at you. It's very kind of intimidating and cool looking. I love the paint on this figure. He's not like slathered in paint, but he's got just enough to where it's really classy. Decepticon symbol looks really good. You got the gold paint on the front. The face, again, is phenomenal. You've got the red mask, the yellow eyes. Really just, I can't say enough good things about it. Again, I like the silver down in here. On the rest of the figure, you've got some silver, a little touch-up right there. Blue, that'll come across more complete once he's in his vehicle mode. Then he's got his wings with a very nice purple Decepticon symbol. So yeah, very nice Decepticon symbol. When you look real close under the light on this one, kind of see that the molding of the plastic is kind of sliced through the bottom right corner of the symbol itself, which is only unfortunate when you're looking this close on a high-def camera with bright lights. So hopefully that won't bother too many people. Now, with his weapon, I kind of have it to where I've done a few things here. His side cannons I have attached to his arm, so he kind of has that seeker look. And then the weapon right there, you can kind of see that it's almost like that shockwave look. It's pretty neat. And looking at it, there's a peg underneath that. So if you want to get real fancy, you can come underneath and take this weapon and you can plug that in. See if I can do this with one hand. So now you've got just a really kind of a cool thing going on right there. So that's kind of cool. Take some of the whiteness off my camera, and you can see, again, how killer is that? I mean, that looks really pretty amazing. Now, if you don't want to do that, that's cool. You can take this bit, you can bend it backwards, and then pull out his fist, so he has two fists, and that's cool too. You can do what you want when you buy it because it's yours, and no one's going to tell you when. No one's putting baby in a corner. You even know what that means, but anyway. So there you go. Now, articulation, very good. For the Titans Return line, they're all pretty good, but the head is on the little Titans Return, it's on the little Titan Master peg. So you get what you get there. The shoulders, very tight on this figure. Again, I kind of, it's funny. Sometimes I expect a figure to be kind of a floppy mess, and it's not that way at all. You have in here a ball joint. You've got a swivel right there above the leg. Knee hinge that goes all the way back due to transformation, which is pretty cool. So there's a lot of posability that you have. And there's other things that you can do too. If you want the wings more exposed, you can certainly, kind of point those out if you want to. I don't like that, so I'm not going to do it to mine. But you can do what you want. There is also waist swivel due to transformation, but cool nonetheless. Very excited about that. Let's transform him. It's not really that hard, but it's very cool. The first thing I'm going to do is just pull these weapons out, toss that to the side. Then I'm going to take Blowpipe and I'm going to pull him off. This is really stiff too. That's what she said. So now I'm going to come across And I'm going to start with the feet. So like the other mold mates, I'm just going to take that foot and bend it. I'm going to take the other one, do the same thing, and just kind of put it behind like that. Then I'm going to do a complete waist swivel like that. And ultimately what's going to happen is these guys are going to fit together like that. Just give it a squeeze. And then you're going to bend that whole piece in, but don't go all the way because we've got some more things to do transformation-wise. Now you're going to take the shoulders and you're going to move those out. These are very stiff on mine. So, God, there you go. Almost feels like you're going to break it. Hopefully you won't. And then go ahead and unpeg that. What that does is it frees up this bit right here that you can unpeg, all right? And you see that that's on a joint. And while you're in here, you can go ahead and take this piece and kind of start to move it up. Now I'm going to take the whole section and I'm going to turn it around. Misfire doesn't do this. I think that's freaking awesome. Anyway, so you're going to take the whole thing and move it like that. Then you can take this piece and peg it in so you have the front of his vehicle. Let's get the arms in place too. I'm going to take the fists and move them in. Then I'm going to take this piece, move it up front. That's going to be the weapon. I'm going to take the wing and open it up, just like that. We're getting real close. Now I'm going to take the legs and I'm going to push it up, and it's going to really be at an angle. So you look underneath and you see it kind of curve up like that. That means you're doing the right thing. You've got two little tabs and two holes for tabs, and you're going to introduce them to each other. They'll get married and peg together and live happily ever after. So give it a little bit of a squeeze. Then you can take this piece right here, and you can move this all the way back on that dual hinge. 1, 2, love dual hinges. And then you've got a tab and a hole, and you're going to go ahead and tab that in and rinse and repeat on the other side. So get that angled in there the right way. Give it a good old transformer squeeze. Now you've got another tab here and a tab hole there, and you're going to get those into each other like that. And basically you're done, except for some accessorizing. So I'm going to come to the bottom. I'm going to take these little cannons, the cannons that were on the arm, and I'm going to stick them into the bottom of the wing. There's number 1. And here comes number 2. There's number 2. So, oh man, that looks good. That looks really good. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the Titan Master into the cockpit. So I'm going to lift this up. You see that it lifts easy on mine. First time I did it, it didn't seem so easy, so I just broke the front apart. Not broke it, but I untransformed it. That's even worse. I pulled that down, then I was able to get my finger in here real easy and just lift it up. So up to you on how you want to do that. And before we put the Titan Master in his cockpit, we'll take an even closer look at the head. Again, it's so cool. I really think his head looks great. And I'm going to go ahead and transform him. So pull the legs down and put his arms out because he's like, hey, how's it going? Let's see if we can get in real close to the head. So yeah, that's pretty close. But there's his head and a big giant screw in his belly. No paint in the head. You know, it's really inconsistent with the Titan Masters. Some of the heads are painted and some are not. And this one obviously is not. But he's got some nice sculpting in the fists and his feet. And man, that's my finger up close. That's weird. So now I'm going to take him and I'm going to move him into the cockpit. And you can see the way this one is, because the Titan Masters fit in different ways. This one, you just really want to get his legs like that and steer with his arms out. So we'll take this, put him in. So when he's in there, when his feet go into the little hole down there, you can push him down pretty far deep so that the cockpit closes with no issue. And now you're ready to just, oh, and the landing gear. He's got landing gear, which I love. So I'm going to come in here, and there's a little tab right here. Just get your thumbnail in there and give it a little pull, and that gets it out. and then push that down. And now you're ready to pose him on your table. And there we have Trigger Happy in his vehicle mode. I mean, this thing looks freaking sweet. It really does look great. Here he is all the way around. Nothing to complain about as far as I'm concerned. It's really just both of these modes are so perfect for me. Looks really good. Let's take a closer look at it. So you can see how the colors all come together, and because of the gold paint on the legs, which I didn't really even notice when I was talking about him earlier, and the gold paint on the chest just come together perfect. Silver down here, Decepticon symbol, silver little tips on the what were the legs before. Decepticon symbols on the wings. Those purple symbols just look great. All around, I mean, really lovely figure. Now the bottom, little bit of kibble, but it's not ugly. It's not terrible. It's actually not that bad. So it's not like you've got a complete. In fact, nothing about this screams "I'm a robot" when you're looking at it from underneath. Unfortunately, some Transformers, especially a lot of vehicles, you lift them up and like they're transformed, right? This one, not so much. They've really done a great job hiding things, and I think he looks fantastic. Let's get him compared, and look how different they look. I mean, Trigger Happy and Misfire look like they're completely different figures. And, I mean, look at that. The little tail fins are the same, and the way that the legs come behind, similar. You do have some similar pieces, but I mean, they're two different looking ships. Really great. I can't say enough good things about this mold. So that does it for this episode of eBEFORei Video Reviews, where we took a look at Trigger Happy and Blowpipe. Highly recommended. Definitely give the thumbs up on this. I know that this guy's been out for a while and even longer than Misfire, but if you see him in the store, a lot of good prices to be had. Even on Amazon, some good prices sometimes on these figures. Definitely worth a pickup to add to your collection. Thanks again for watching eBEFORei Video Reviews. I thank you so much for your views, your feedback, your comments, the cookies that you send me. Actually, no one sent me cookies yet, but if you did, that would be amazing. So thanks again. You can catch me all over the web. I'm on Facebook at facebook.com/eBEFORei. I'm on Twitter at eBEFOReInet. I also have a Facebook group, and I'll put that into the description of this as well. I will add you in if you request to be in, and you can talk about toys, you can talk about cookies, you can talk about anything you like. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you back here again real soon.